This week in the sports blab, there's always football to talk about. I'd like to mention Derrick Rose of the Minnesota Timberwolves got 50 points last night. Is this the return of his MVP form from 2011? Maybe because he's highly motivated, because the Timberwolves with Jimmy Butler kind of playing and then not playing, making sure he doesn't get injured or rested, we know he's kind of on his way out. The Timberwolves, Glenn Taylor, promised that to Jimmy that they would trade him if he would play hard, and I think this is their way to make sure he doesn't get too worn out or, more importantly, not injured. So Derrick Rose has an opportunity, kind of a money ball. I mean, let's see, he's torn his ACL and his meniscus, in 2015. Thibodeau, the coach, said this is the first year that he hasn't had to rehab something in the summer. So are we seeing a resurgence? A chance for Derrick Rose? He's only, 29? He's got a lot of years left, probably 7, 8, 9, 10 years left. A resurgence where he says, you know what, I'm just gonna let it rip on the court, have fun. I see an opportunity. It's time to get back to the Derrick Rose that I know. And maybe that's what he just did last night. We're going to see more of that. Maybe with Butler moving on, he'll step up and play a leadership role like he did with the Bulls. He'll lead by example. I sure hope so. It's good for the Wolves. Let's talk Twins a little bit. New head coach, Rocco Baldelli. He comes from Tampa Bay. He is a total analytics guy. He was a rising star in the Tampa Bay system, got injured, had diseases, certain kind of disease that makes him tired, had to retire, became part of the Tampa organization, involved in assistant coaching, analytics. He's 37. He's the prototype of the new modern manager. Doesn't have a lot of experience, totally into analytics. And he's multicultural, multilingual, and that's important with today's rise of the Hispanic player in Major League Baseball. So if you don't cross cultures in today's Major League environment, you are going to suffer. So the Twins made this move. I personally didn't like seeing Paul Molitor go, the Hall of Famer, 3,000 hit club, manager of the year, but it is what it is. But you got to trust that the brain trust, Falvey and Levine for the Twins know what they're doing. This is kind of a direction they took. Cleveland, Texas, let's go with the young guy, the analytics, and this is the move in that direction. They just canned 5 of the coaches. Eddie Godardo, they got rid of him, but they're going to keep him in the Twins system because a guy like that, you don't just say, see you later, who's given so much in the Twins Hall of Fame, I might add. So anyways, we'll see how it turns out. It's sort of like the Gophers. I was sad to see the previous coach go, but they brought in Fleck, and I bought into Fleck. I like Fleck. Everyone says he's a circus clown, circus promoter. Well, guess what? He has a lot of enthusiasm, but he has an exceptional track record. I believe he knows what he's doing, and he's on track. Look at those recruiting classes he's gotten. Rare is the coach that wins his first year. So unlike the Rams, who won the first year, everybody wants to be that coach, wants to be the Rams, but it doesn't always work that way. So look at Wisconsin, Barry Alvarez. He built that system over a course of a few years. He didn't just win the first year. He lost first couple of years, like won 1 game and 2 or 3. And P.J. Fleck is buying into that system. Go get him, PJ. I've been to a Gopher game. Get out there, go see a Gopher football game. It's fun. It's energetic. It's fun being on campus. The people, life, the action. Get off of those darn computers and get out there and fill that stadium. On to the Vikings real quick. I know they lost to the Saints, and yes, I'll be the first to say, the 2 plays that stand out is Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs, who Thielen had the ball on the 8-yard line and had it knocked out and fumbled, and the guy ran it back, and in Diggs' case, he stopped his route, boom, boom, boom. And even though those guys both got over 100 yards and Thielen's got, 8 games of 100, I bet you wish they had that back. So it's easy to finger point because that did, let's be honest, it did seem like that was the turning point of the game, but at the same time, I'm not going to condemn. Our quarterback was under pressure the whole game. He got 4 sacks, hit about 1 billion times. Give the Saints credit. They played smart. Part of winning in these big games like this is you seize the day upon someone else's mistakes and make it capitalize. And they didn't need to unleash Brew Brees because they had Mark Ingram and Kamara. Throw them a little flare-out pass. Do this, do that. And their defense did just enough to stop us. Too little, too late for us. But here's the thing. I like what Zimmer said. He said, you can't sit and poke fingers at two people and say they screwed the game. There's a lot of good things that came from this game. The truth is, it did, just like the Rams lost. A lot of good came from this game. Yes, hang on to the ball a little bit more here, finish the route there, whatever, communicate better. But Diggs and Thielen will be back with a vengeance, I promise you. Those are two star players. Everybody's going to have a game like that. The best of the best of the best. From Muhammad Ali to Mickey Mantle to Jim Palmer to Ronaldo are gonna have a bad day on the field every now and then. Something's going to happen. But did you see those guys, how they fought after those mistakes? The Vikings will be back. Everson Griffin is back. Hallelujah. Please. I'm so glad he's got a support system around him. That will be infectious. He'll be infectious. We're going to get a lot of the injured guys back. And guess what? Even though we had a lot of injured guys, I didn't see as a fan watching the game that hurt us as much as I thought it would. Linval Joseph out, Anthony Barr out, Xavier Rhodes out. What that tells me, and what Zimmer has said, is look at our depth. We have great depth, and our depth stepped up in this game, and we played them tooth and nail. A couple mistakes here and there, and that's how the ball bounces. Well, anyways, I'm proud the Vikings are going to keep fighting. They're going to get better. They're not going to take this loss and say, oh, poor me in the corner. They're going to work on things and be even better, and watch out for Diggs and Thielen. And that's Sports Blab.